welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. Today we have card number 3 out of the Kaisercraft paper pad Lily and Moss. I'm currently just sort of looking through the scraps. Keep all the scraps because that little piece there we're actually going to use today. So today we're going to make a little tile card because you can see the other paper underneath is just sort of screams to me little tiles. So we're going to cut down this marbly paper, and we're also going to use another scrap and another piece of paper as well. So keep all your scraps. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, there's a few tiles that they're sort of there, but then they don't have that where I'm cutting that we say where the grout is. So I'm going to trim all those bits out. So I'm going to select 6 pieces that actually are fully, and I mean they're only missing out a little tiny bit. It's just because I'm going to be a bit pedantic. So we're going to trim all these down and glue them down. So I've saved you a bit of time watching me cut everything out, and I'm going to save you some time watching me glue it all down. So I've just tried to eyeball it roughly in the middle. So I'm just going through and having a look at some paper that's going to be underneath it. So the marbly paper is 12 by 7.5 centimeters. And I'm going to go for this piece of green dot, which is going to be 8 by 12.5 centimeters. So just to line it up underneath it. And once again, these cards, I don't really have any idea of what I'm doing before I'm making them. So you're going to see me playing around with them and thinking and trying to work it out in my head. I don't use that green piece of paper at all, apart from that tiny little slip that we used before. So keep all your small pieces. I have a little bag that I just got off. They're actually 7-inch record, the old record, little 7-inch records. So there are plastic inserts for those. So that's what I tend to use, and I keep it all in there. This is another card for Leslie at Little Bits in Keysborough. So she has lots of little bags and bits and pieces, so you might find that she has some bags that you can get. So I haven't properly folded this piece of paper, and we're just playing with the sentiment. Like, it's folded over, but it's not totally creased. I'm just staring at it, just thinking about it. So we're going to use the Live Life in Full Bloom, and I'm going to stamp that, and it's clear embossing, but it's using VersaFine black onyx ink, and we're just going to use a scrap piece of paper to stamp this. And I'm not worrying about using an anti-static pad, because the benefit of using VersaFine ink and clear embossing is that you ain't going to see any little bits and pieces. So you don't have to worry about any black strays, bits of embossing powder or anything. And we just stamped that twice because I think I kept on leaving the F off every time I did that almost sounds rude. Leaving the top of the F off. This little container I just got at Kmart, and it's in the bathroom section, and I have gold, clear and white in it, and it just sits on my desk. So we're going to save you some of this as well. We're going to heat this up and make sure I bring it to the cardstock warmed up, I should say. So I hope everyone's well, and well, at the time of making this video we were still in lockdown, but there is talk of opening things up a little bit. So I've just trimmed this off, and I can't tell you how big this is. I think it's not terribly, it's only like maybe a bit over 1 centimeter wide, but I'm just eyeballing it. and including at the ends. And it's going to be the same thing with the piece of paper that I'm going to mat it on. So I brought in these are all my scraps from the two other cards. And I'm just going to go through and figure out which piece of scraps, because why should I've got these scraps here, I might as well use them, use it up. There we go. And I've sped it up a little bit because seriously, you don't need to sit there and watch me look at it and ponder and figure it out. And we're going to use the bottom of this, and the card is up the top of the screen. That's why I keep going off, because I got engrossed in what I was doing and I forgot. Story of my life. So again, we're just going to eyeball this. We're not doing any great measurements. Don't stress about it. And I'm going to put it off to the left, and then I'll come in once I've glued it down and trim off the little bit that's on the right that's hanging up. So we're going to mount this up with a bit of foam tape. Anything that you've got at home. I've just got this great big roll of it. Leslie stocks lots of different sorts of the foam tapes, the individual things, and previously we've had the rolls of foam as well. But I just thought with the strips and everything it will be coming really good handy. Really good handy. That doesn't make any sense. Bit of glue in the middle. And as I said, we're not folding it, we're not creasing it. Don't crease it. We're just going to, and I'm just holding it there so it will set, apparently for quite a while. And we're going to play around with where we want to put it. And if you don't press it down too hard, you can actually remove it and see, it comes off relatively easy. And move it down a little bit more. We're going to remove the backing tape, and I'll put a little bit of glue on the piece that we've just added. And this card is really so super simple. And we've also put a little bit of stickles too. I just wanted to straighten that little bit up, but that's all good. So the sentiment is going to be just straight matted onto the piece of paper. The designer paper, the paper pad, whatever you want to call it. The paper, the coloured paper, let's just go with that. And then what I'm going to do is mount that up with the foam tape as well. It's not terribly thick foam tape, and we're just going to cut that in half. I will grab an extra little piece as well. So it adds a nice little bit of dimension without being too much. Where am I going? Oh, that's right. I'm cutting off another piece of the foam tape. You can't see me because it's a great big roll. So we're just going to place this in the middle. And I did take it off, but that was intentional because I wanted to get my head over it and have a good look at it. So a little bit of stickles, or bit of glitter, bit of stickles, just here, there, just odd spots. The top tiles sort of have it in the middle, and then ones in the bottom middle have it in the middle as well, and then the ones two on the side are a little bit different. I'm just having a look to make sure. And that's pretty much the card. So next week we've got card number 4. That's the last card in this paper pad series. So I hope you enjoyed. All the details will be down below, and you can give Leslie a call, email her, and she would love to hear from you. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next week. Bye.